Okay, right, I just had a thought. That's the only thought I've had. No, here's Farmer George, and we're just going to be having a go at this field a slightly different approach. If you look at this as headland we've already cut, round around the edges, we could actually go, start recording, and we can put as many waypoints in as we like to draw the edge of the field. It's like plotting the field. A lot of people who are using CoursePlay from the modern standpoint, I've only used it in 2015, they've not used the plotting features because now we've got auto plot. So we'll drive a straight line basically from the last waypoint to about here, and we'll change direction and we'll drive another straight waypoint till about here. It's not too accurate, you don't have to be bang on with it. Then we'll drive another straight line. So we're just plotting the course at any speed you like, by the way, to about there, and then we will, it doesn't record that little bit where we swing out, so don't worry about it. It's actually recording almost a straight line between the waypoints we're clicking. And then what we'll do is we'll fill in the plot with a generator course. This one can either be, depending on where I left the start point, there's the start point, I can see it, so we'll make this into a stop point just about here, and so that we could actually just make the course from this now, but so that we can maybe get it again, I'll call it F3 internal plot. I don't think there is another internal plot course, so field 3 internal plot. I'd have to number it number 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're just going to try, once this has gone off, we'll connect up the vehicle and see if we can make a course with this mod that I've got on as well for the driving over the crops kills the crops business. You do actually waste a lot of crops. The reason why I wanted this harvester on is so that we could find the width of this vehicle. So now we're going to go, this course is loaded, F3 internal plot. We're going to go to the fieldwork type, then choose the let me see what the thing's called. It's called course generation. That's the one where it goes up and down. Then currently loaded course is in brackets. The working width of this vehicle is the reason why I wanted to turn up I connect the vehicles up because it's 2.9 working width. We'll deal with that as it is. We'll say that we are starting in the south east corner, so southeast, and we will be trying to go west, and then we will plot the course and we'll say generate course. When we do this, if I can just show you the field, currently it's just got the plot on it. Let's get that out of the way, watch what happens. Generate a course, boom. So now we've got this pattern all over, so I don't have to go round and round and round and round it, so long as this vehicle is going to be able to drive this, because sometimes they can't. So then I will save this as we'll save it as F3. I'll go beets, because that's the only course we can really use it. We could use it for something else, of course, if we wanted to, like wheat or whatever, but you'd have to, 3 meters. Most harvesters are wider than that. You could use it for spraying or for cultivating or something, I suppose. But I just make another course, beets, and we'll call it It's 2.9 harvest. I think that'll remind me what this course was for, and we'll save that. Now whether or not this harvesting equipment will work whilst it's in fieldwork mode or not is another issue. I also need to move that wagon out of the way. Yes, we're just waiting for the save. Also, once you've done a game save, don't forget to add it. A CoursePlay save. Don't forget to add it to your game save. And we needed this anyway because I've done a little bit here and there. And the main other issue that we will have is disconnect, not the front one, the back one. The main other issue we'll have is emptying this vehicle. Sometimes you get them to run on CoursePlay, they don't know when they're full, and they'll just keep harvesting the crop, and the crop goes nowhere, so you're literally losing all of the crop all the time. So I'll put that round at the beginning of the field, just out the way there. And we'll go to, oops, didn't mean to do that. Start of the course. See if it'll actually automatically start the equipment. Yes. So we are actually missing a line. So we're going to try and bring that into. That's my grandson just coming in, coming to say hi, yeah? And drive now. Nope. Worked so well right at the beginning. Just need to get the first waypoint going. And we can leave that, hopefully, to work. It is pulling up the crops, but of course there's a big piece missing. This is the tricky bit, where it's going to turn round and crush all the crops. Let's see what it does. Yep. So watch it flatten all the crops. It's killing. And there's not much way around all of that business, you know. If you leave it on auto, you're going to waste quite a lot of crop. The only other way to do it is to not have any of these angles involved. Make sure you've got your crop planted squarely. And you know, if you don't want to waste seed, and you don't want to waste crop, and you don't want to waste stuff that you're spraying on the crops and everything else, just plant a patch in the middle and make sure it's well overlapped by this. And I've done that before. So all this edge, another width similar to this further in, is also not needed. In fact, I could stop this and go around it manually again just to take the tops off, so that you see the point where it just gets lined up. That's where the crop should start, really. And you're always going to have these things like these big horseshoes carved out of your crop, so you're always going to lose tons and tons of crop to the vehicle turning. It's going to do it again here. It's going to do it all the way along this edge. But basically I haven't got the time to sit there and nursemaid that vehicle. for beets. You need a square field, you know, that's the best thing, or a rectangular field. And then after you've done your first harvest and learnt where the damage occurs, don't plant crop there. That's the simplest thing to do. Just plant the crop in the middle. So hope that helps. We was going to drive across the map in 4 directions and set up a crossing point. I'll show you that in a little while though, but we've got, just to make sure that all these vehicles are running okay. And 19,000. Well, he should be there now. That means that when he's when he drops this crop in here, it'll go to its maximum 20,000 litres. Then this vehicle will just hang, waiting for the bucket to empty. Yep. Can you see 20,000 litres have been reached, and the bucket's just spitting, and it'll stay there now. So that's the time when it's full, so there's no point in persisting with that. We will take that off. We don't want to waste the crop. By the time I've taken it back to the silage bay and dumped it, there'll be enough room in the silage bay. But never mind. So there's all this to go in there yet. The best way to do it is to set up a few of those ramps, what do they call them? These things, this blue thing here. Like a grain elevator, they're conveyor belts, that's the word I'm looking for, conveyor belt. And you can either use 2 conveyor belts if the thing's far enough apart. Use a conveyor belt and a tractor, just pull up alongside, tip your stuff into the conveyor belt. This particular conveyor belt doesn't need a tractor attached because it has actually got its own electrics. So wherever the battery is, I don't know though, but when you've got it switched on, that goes green, the light goes green. And you should have a little generator on it that you have to fill with fuel. That would be more realistic. Anyhow, that's the header, the forks that have to come back with the other vehicle. So in the next video I'll make a couple of courses. You don't have to do them with every single vehicle the same. Here's one of the things we can do. I'll leave that wagon here as well for now. We'll come back in the next video and make these courses for you.